What's up, y'all? DJ Laz, the pimp with the limp, and you're checking me out right now on What Josue Has to Say. Shh. Yeah, bastante.
What's up, guys? What's up, guy? Welcome back to What Josue Has to Say.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, oh, boy. If you're new here, I am Josue, and this is what I have to say.
He's got a lot to say. He's from Miami. Y es cubano, so prepárate.
Hey! In the house today, we got the one, the only, the chart topper, the rapper, the DJ.
I'm going to have to sell you or something for that intro.
I'll bill you after.
There you go.
DJ Laz, thank you for coming on, man.
Ah, man, my pleasure, my pleasure. How you been?
I'm chilling, man. You know, doing the Miami thing, being the Miami guy.
Guy. That word right there is a Miami thing. What's up, guy?
It definitely is.
Imagínate.
Bro and guy.
How you been?
You know, I'm Miami aquí, you know, just working, seeing how Miami changes and adapting.
Well, buddy, it changes and quickly.
Who you telling? And speaking about change, one thing that I brought you here for is how are we going to change the music scene? How are we going to bring back Miami bass?
Man. Well, just a shameless plug I'm going to do right now. I am working on a Miami-based album called Miami's Finest, but that's this year for sure.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about
because
that. I broke the news, baby.
I'm seeing the trend. I'm seeing, the Miami bass records work. And, I get to play in a lot of different markets and just watching how people react and bringing back really the party.
Yeah.
Because shit got too serious.
You know
what I'm saying? What happened to having a good time and enjoying yourself and letting loose? All of a sudden, ping, no, hold on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We need to bring some light back into some
man.
levity.
Life's too short. Enjoy that shit.
Bro, so that's actually something that I really want to talk to you about. Tell me about the inception of Miami bass. I know you're one of the pioneers up in that journey into bass. Man. Come on now.
Listen, back in the day, we're in 2024 right now. My first album was 1991.
I was
self-titled.
I was almost one.
Oh my God. Guy. Really, guy?
Really, guy?
He said I was almost one. Yeah, man, 91, self-titled DJ Laz album. And it's funny because that was the album that had Mami en Negro, my version of it. And so many different labels told me, no, it's a novelty. No, it'll never work. No, this, no, that. I heard no so many times that I'm like, I love hearing no, because that just means I'm going to prove you wrong, and it's going to be a yes, and it's going to be a hell yes.
Rejection is redirection.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So I remember fucking around at home. I had a lot of time on my hands at home back in the day because I had 17 surgeries. So we'll get into that later. But I would sit home and, jiggy. And, dude, I'm mixing Mami en Negro with Clay D's Boot the Booty. And this shit sounded good. And nobody had done it. So I'm like, fuck it. Let's see what happens. So I remember getting on the radio. And I was at Hot 105, 86 to about 88. And then I jumped over to Power. And
that was a radio station back then because it was a little...
Hot 105 was the Power 96.
Before Power 96.
Before Power 96. Yeah. And, boy, before you know it, I'm doing that mix in front of people and on mixes on the radio, and people are blowing up the phones. Yo, what the fuck is that? Sounds great. I go, Cornel, there's something here. So I connected with a guy named Danny D and DJ Wiz out of Palm Beach. A lot of people... I played their first record. You know what I'm saying? So Danny D brought me Boom, I Got Your Girlfriend on a cassette. I brought a cassette player to the radio station.
Hello.
Connected it, Hialeah style.
Yeah, of course.
And played it. And people fucking loved it. So Danny was like, man, first of all, thank you for doing that. And second of all, you got an idea? Let's go. Let's do it. And record blew up. We ended up on tour. We were doing all sorts of shit. And I remember, this is crazy. First show I did as DJ Laz, right? Because everybody knew me as the radio guy. But, out of here, people know me for my records. So the first show I did as DJ Laz was opening up for Selena, Fair Park, Dallas, Texas.
Selena, like Selena.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Fair Park, Dallas, Texas, and people are like, they knew the name, they knew the record, but they never seen me. Because back then, it's not like now where you can see the podcast. You can no. I walk out on that stage, they were like, what the fuck? Wait a second. What's the deal with the limp? 30 seconds into the show, they forgot I had a limp. And I was in Texas every weekend.
Bro, this is crazy.
Real talk.
I mean, it became a whole fucking subgenre. Like, think about it. It's massive. I mean, I was a little young, obviously, back in the day, but I remember that I don't know if I like it because it reminds me of my childhood.
Probably a little bit of it.
Probably a little bit of it. But there's something to that. I don't know much about music, so I don't know if it's like the synth or something like
it's probably the bass, man.
The bass is like then it's like that Miami-ness. Like I just picture like blue and pink lights, and like when I hear that, I don't know. I love it.
And funny because Journey into Bass.
Specifically, yeah, Journey into Bass.
We had to redo last minute.
Why?
Because the original song had separate ways from Journey as the sample.
Oh.
And then Steve Perry denied it. They said, no, you can't use it. So we were going to master the album. The label was like, yo, you got to put something here. So we went into the studio last minute, and that's how that shit came about.
Oh, wow. I miss those old school, like PM Dawn and all those.
Man, listen,
you know what I mean?
Not for nothing, not to shit on the new music, but there's nothing like the classics.
There's nothing like the classics.
Nothing like the classics. I have a 19-year-old. I got a 15-year-old. I get it.
So you listen, you hear the shit.
I stay up on that kind of music through my son because my son DJs too.
Oh, gotcha.
And produces and everything else. And I can tell him till I'm blue in the face. You know, I don't care for the style of music, but the shit's big.
Yeah.
It's huge. So you can't knock on success.
Well, no, but I guess like every generation says the same.
100%.
Yeah. Our parents said it, their parents said it, and it's just like it goes generational.
Very true.
So for the new album that you're crafting, you're gonna introduce some of that old schoolness back into
for
it?
Sure. For sure. And I'm gonna get some of the people that back in the day did some records with me to jump back on and just give a little flavor of old school Miami with a new school twist.
Now that Miami's it.
Oh,
you know?
Buddy, listen, if you would have told me 25 years ago, give me $100,000 and I'm going to turn it into 16 million in Wynwood. I'd be like, tú estás fumando marihuana, deja de eso. 100%.
And look at it now.
But there's some people that are visionaries, and I, for one, was not one of them when it came to that area. Yeah. I would have never thought it turned into what it turned into. But God bless.
No, it's unrecognizable now.
God bless.
Walk in there, and my thing is, I mean, change happens, man, but it's kind of disappointing to see that the things that made Wynwood are getting, wiped away for like a building. It's like,
I know, but you got to evolve.
Yeah.
You got to evolve. And when you get the amount of people that are moving here with all this money.
Yeah, they want to keep the money flowing. Yeah.
That's right.
I get it.
So we'll find something new and something else to flip and twist, and all of a sudden that'll be the next cool thing.
I guess it happens. Like, remember Lincoln Road at some point was Lincoln Road. Now it's a mall. Now it's a mall.
Yeah. Like and South Beach was South Beach at some point.
And now it's touristy South Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I don't want them. We'll always have Hialeah.
Wait, I just read something. They're dumping $632 million into a project in Hialeah.
Get the fuck out.
I swear.
You know what the good thing about Hialeah is, though? Geographically, it's like in the heart of Miami-Dade almost. Oh, yeah. You get to the beach in 15 minutes.
You get anywhere.
To Broward in 15 minutes. To the airport in 15 minutes.
Yep.
It's like, you know what I mean?
Don't ask for directions if you don't speak Spanish. For the whole thing. Oye, vete para allá, sigue.
No, don't ask for anything if you don't speak Spanish.
Imagínate, bro. But again, change, evolution, everything has to happen. And we'll adapt. We will. We hate it right now. You have to adapt. You have to. Or you get run over. It just is what it is. So we'll find something cool in that new project that they're doing. And, coño, ¿tú te acuerdas when this was? And now look at it.
Bro, I am dying to see the hybridization of the New Yorkers that will eventually move into like areas in Hialeah and the Aceros. I want to see that dynamic. How is that going to play out?
There's going to be a lot of short little clips on Only in Dade.
Bro.
For sure.
Te salvaste, Lenny.
For sure. What up, Lenny?
Bro, so tell me about Hialeah, man. We're both Hialeah boys.
Well, okay, funny story.
And Lucy that I had on is a Hialeah girl.
Okay, so-
Clearly Hialeah breeds
Well, listen,
calidad.
I was everywhere. So when my parents got divorced, I was half and half. I lived in Hollywood with my mom when they got divorced. And then I would, on the weekends, be with my dad in Flagler Street. I technically never lived in Hialeah, but I was always in Hialeah.
Why?
Bitches. Real talk. I was always in Hialeah and always doing, remember, I've been on the radio since I was 14.
Coño.
So a lot of my gigs and a lot of my stuff was Hialeah. But back and forth between Hollywood and Flagler Street when mom and dad got divorced. And no, imagínate. Y la fiesta. But Hialeah's got a lot of talent, without a doubt.
Amen, baby.
So, and then I remember when I made the Block Party record. Si tu pasas por mi
casa.
So let me tell you a funny story about that. I was in the Dominican Republic, okay? I was in DR with a buddy of mine named Ray and another buddy of mine named Will. I had to do a gig at Casa Campo. And Casa Campo's awesome, but it's the Coco Plum of Dominican Republic. Very snooty, you know, very well off. Not everybody knows how to party and have a good time because they got so much money. So I got there a day or two early, and I'm like, yo, fuck this. Take me to the street. So they took me to La Playa and La Romana. So we go to the beach, and I remember getting out of the car, and Ray, my buddy Will, when we get to the beach, there's probably 300 people, like just vibing, having a good time. And I go to my boy, I go, Will, I hand him a stack of money. And I said, go find me a fucking radio. And he looks at me like, what? I said, bro, we need music. Find me a fucking radio, figure it out. About 20 minutes go by. I don't see Will. I'm like, hey. And all of a sudden I look in the distance and I see Will walking and I see 8 guys behind Will holding buckets.
Like buckets?
Buckets. Fucking buckets. And I'm like thinking to myself, bitch, I gave you like $3,000 in cash. You come back with 8 guys in buckets? When he gets here, he looks at me, he goes, hey, we're on a fucking beach. Ain't no radios. This is the best I can do. And here's your fucking money. The guys set up their buckets and start playing on the buckets. Jamming. And I'm like,
wait, and these buckets is how the transfer to the anthem?
Buddy, watch this. So these guys start jamming on the like street performers, right? Like New York street performers, but on the beach in the Dominican Republic. And they're jamming, and I go, oh, shit. And I remember my boy Ray says to me, yo, that shit sounds dope. And I'm like, I'm already thinking, Coney, I'm going to make a record out of this. 5 minutes of them playing, we got 20, 50, 100 chicks dancing on the beach.
That's how you know. That's all.
And
that's all you need. This was confirmation.
And I go, hey, espérate.
We got something here.
And my boy Ray, every time a bad one showed up, he was like, oh my God. So every time a new one showed up that was bad, oh my God. So I'm thinking to myself, Coney, I'm putting oh my God on the record like that. And party's getting going. We got liquor. Everybody's drinking, having a good time. And I remember now we got 150 on the beach. I'm guesstimating, but it was a good vibe, good party. And one girl comes up and she's banging. And I said, a que no te lo quita.
A que no te lo quita.
Papo. And that bitch looked at me. She goes, oh, bink. And I go, uh-oh. And bro, all those little elements is how Block Party came to life. And we put, when I tell you zero money into promoting that song, zero. All we did was put that song on the album. That's it. The record took off on its own. And I remember I had to call my dad for this one. Viejo, ¿cómo se llamaba la canción esa? Dun, 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 dun. No, and he told me that's like an old Cuban thing. I said, I want to bring that shit back. And he figured out a little bit of the lyric, and then we added some shit, and boy, that was the hook. And that record has closed the gap between generations, young and old. I can play that record anywhere, at any time, and it is a fucking party starter.
100%.
So it's funny how music works, because you never know what's gonna pop And that record pop, boy.
Bro, I remember when we had grad night my senior year.
Oh, shit.
Hialeah High. We went to, no, it wasn't Disney. It was Universal.
What year was that? If you don't mind.
2009. Yeah,
This guy's good for your self-esteem.
Hey, like wine, baby.
There you go.
Mejor con los años.
I'll take it.
And we were on the bus. Y tú vas, and we're all from Hialeah High,
Of
come on.
course.
Entonces entramos.
Vuelto loco, todo el mundo.
Exacto. Entramos por el parque, obviously everyone drinking in the bus, like hiding, ya todo el mundo was smashed.
Of course.
By the time we got to Universal, todo el mundo tenía un prenda arriba. And in every fucking line to every, si tú pasas por mi casa, imagínate, we ended up getting kicked out of every, no, get the fuck out, get the fuck out, get the fuck out. This is why Hialeah can't go anywhere.
Yeah, but you know what? We know how to have a good time, damn it.
Amen, baby. Amen.
But the crazy part with the record, like I said, is it took off by itself. And all I did really promotion-wise was I used it on my radio show.
Well, that's all you need.
That's it. That's all I did. I used it on my radio show, 15 seconds of it, singing the hook, and people would call me up and, play that shit again, play that shit again. And people, it was just a feel-good song. And here we are in 2024, and the record is still banging it. There's a difference between making a hit and a classic.
What is that?
The difference is songs that live forever are classics.
A
Hits
dies out.
Are there for the moment.
It has a moment, yeah.
Are there for the moment.
That's a very good point.
But classics, you can play. And thank God, I'm going to go and say, I got quite a few classics. Oye Morena.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Baby.
Oye Morena. Block Party. Shit. Move, Shake, Drop.
Yeah. 2008, no? 2008?
It's another one.
2008.
Yeah, it's another one that we basically did. I remember being in the studio with the Diaz brothers and Pitt, and we're like, man, the beach jam and everything's good. And we were like, what's that old school Two Live Crew record? Head, booty, and cock. 1, 2, 9, and say, ooh, boo, shake. And that's how it came about.
Yeah.
That's how it came about. It's crazy, man.
Do you ever think about how many people like get fucking lit and make bad decisions to your songs?
Oh, yeah. You know how many people tell me, bro,
I named my baby Laz because of you.
It's either I named my baby Laz because of you, or I love you, but I hate you at the same time because I lost my virginity and now I hate the bitch. You know, because stuff like that.
Baby
but
mama.
People tell me that all the time.
I got baby mama drama because of you.
Baby mama drama because of one of Laz's songs.
That's a good rep to have.
¿Quién te manda?
I heard that.
Pero.
And without protection.
Well.
That's it.
Okay,
Yeah, that's your fault, not Laz's.
Right. Laz, you owe me my what? Hold up.
Te ponen child support out there.
Carajo. But you know what? I've had fun making all these records, and hopefully we're going to do it again in 2024. And at the end of the day, when you do something because it's fun, because you're passionate about it,
It reflects in your craft. Yeah.
not only does it reflect, but that's how it works. When you think too much about it, when you overthink something, that's the whole thing.
It's true.
Because you're like, oh no, I'm going to do this. But no, motherfucker, have a good time.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. That comes across.
It comes across.
That comes across whether it's a podcast,
Yep.
comes across whether it's music,
Yep.
comes across. So just do it because you love it. Everything else will fall into place.
I think because you're so involved. Like the person feels it, either subconsciously or consciously, but like lo sienten, you know?
Well,
And
one of
it's-
the two for sure. Well, one of the biggest compliments I can ever get, and I've gotten, man, I feel like I've known you my whole life.
You have that personable, yeah. I mean,
Thank God.
I'm introverted naturally.
Really?
Oh yeah. And with you, I felt like I could be myself. Like it wasn't like you're personable. You're
Babo, if you can't be yourself and you're not having fun at it,
yeah, 100%.
get the fuck out.
100%.
Don't do it. Don't do it straight up.
I'm with you. But those are things that you have to go in life and experience. Yourself.
I need a drink.
Hey. This podcast is sponsored
Well,
by.
it's not because they didn't cut a check, so we ain't even gonna give them no props.
It's not
but,
sponsored,
but
but-
it's the only tequila here right now. You heard that? Whoom.
Tú me dices.
No, Alex, sigue. Aquí no hay pena.
The glug on the
Dale, Alex.
ASMR.
Yeah. Vamos a ver. I don't even know if it's good.
Bueno,
We'll find
You're
out.
about to find out. Cheers. ¿Cómo está? Yeah?
It's no bad.
Drinkable?
Yeah.
On one. There you go.
Not bad at all.
If you guys want to cut me a check, let me know.
Make it out to Josue.
Bro, so you're in XM now, right?
Yeah, I've been on the XM Pitt station for the last like 7 years.
I've heard good things about Pitt. Like, he's
Oh,
a
man.
swell guy.
Listen,
Que la gente en Miami, brother, tú sabes.
they don't get realer
Yeah,
than Pitt.
I love that. I love that, man.
And in all the years that I've been doing this, which is 35 plus, never met somebody more hardworking, more humble, more appreciative, more generous. That motherfucker gives and gives and gives. Things that you would never have thought came from him. Came from him. But I say, not for the fame, not for the clout. De corazón.
That's why he's so successful.
And that's why shit's real. At the end of the day.
Damn, what a guy, bro.
It's exactly what it is.
That's why he's successful. That's
all
good.
that
That's
and his work ethic
no, 100%.
is just out of this planet.
But you get back what you put out, you know? And clearly he does some good work, so.
Very true. Very true. Maybe we'll convince him one day to jump on the podcast.
Hey, I mean, is that a tequila talking? Don't get me excited.
Coño, if tequila talks after 5 shots, yo.
Pablo, so my clearest memory of you is Par 96, obviously, because that's probably when I became conscious of my surroundings. You, Lucy, Zog, like, tell me about those days, man. Those were...
Well, I could tell you this, very simple. Radio will never go back to what it used to be.
That was where I was leading with this, so...
Never.
And I asked Lucy the same question.
The fun that we had back in the day, you can't have fun like that anymore. The world's become too sensitive.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to laugh. Everybody gets offended at everything.
Mm-hmm.
I always said to myself, the day that this is no longer fun,
yeah, why you do it?
pa carajo.
Pa carajo.
But at the end of the day, I'm glad that the era that I grew up in radio, because I grew up the same way with you guys. Maybe not you, Mr. I was 1 when your first album came out. But
Te picó.
But when I hear people say things that we used to do on the radio, dude, that shit was so much fun, and this was this, and I remember, and things that resonate and stay in somebody's memory for 30 fucking years. You know, you touched a nerve and you did something right.
Hell yeah.
So, you know, now it's very corporate. Corporate's not gonna stand by you. God forbid you ruffle feathers. No. Disassociate, you know, that kind of shit. And you're a big reason why that company became successful.
Right.
So
it's counterintuitive.
From now on,
shooting yourself in the foot.
If we don't own a piece, we ain't doing it. Period.
Good, man. I love that.
And at the end of the day, that's the name of the game. You gotta believe in your brand and know what you bring to the table and know your worth.
Lucy had a similar sentiment, specifically about creativity and how, you know, those execs or corporatism trumps on that creativity. It kind of limits you in a box, and then it's like, what are you doing it for?
Yeah.
If there's no freedom of creativity, then how are you going to explore? And, you know.
And you got people calling the shots that are not from here. That are
don't know exactly.
That are not part of the culture.
The vibe.
That don't understand the culture. And because they've had success in maybe markets that they came from, oh, this person's got to be great here. And Miami's a different fucking world.
Yeah.
Period.
It's a different country, like from the United States. Things don't translate the same way they do in other cities.
They don't. So when you try to put somebody in a spot that is from the Midwest and you put them in Miami people turn on the radio and go, But it works both ways too, because you try to put somebody who's to Miami in the Midwest, and what the hell is this?
Whoa, where's that accent from?
So, but we're unique.
Yeah,
Miami is a unique animal, and I would rather be no place in the world than where I am. That's for sure.
Well, apparently that same sentiment is everyone else shares that shit too, because half the world is mediocre in Miami now.
Yeah, but you know what? I love when people say, oh, Miami's gotten so expensive. There's 2 parts to that. First part is, yeah. But all Miami's done is caught up to where it was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it's done.
It's just been undervalued.
It's been undervalued for all these years, and finally it caught up to.
I hate to admit it, but you're right. Yeah.
To its worth.
Yeah,
that's what's happened. That's exactly what's happened. You got people, New York, California, different countries. Everybody come here and they can go, wait a second, I can have esto for this price? Shit, esto está regalado.
Yeah.
And we're like, whoa, what the fuck are you talking about? We were paying this much before. It's a double-edged sword. But all it did was catch up to where it was supposed to
Nothing lasts forever. You know, we had it good for a very long time, and you know,
yes, sir.
It got tapped into. I love the people that, for example, I had a girl on that she like writes and all this shit, and she Miami native. And
she writes music?
No, she writes online like a writer.
Okay, got it.
And she left Miami because one of those Miami girls like, oh my God, Miami's so tacky, Miami this, Miami that, Miami's so fake. So of all places, she went to LA. Because she wanted, yeah, I know.
Wait, you left Miami because Miami's tacky and fake, and you went to the fakest place on earth?
Exactly. But she thought it had class and Hollywood and all this bullshit, blah, blah, blah. She came on my podcast, she came back to Miami, she was like, I was so fucking wrong. I didn't know how real Miami was until, and I love this that we said, she goes, until I left to LA, because in Miami, yes, Miami's fake because Miami has fraud, it has fake tits, fake teeth, fake this, fake that, but people own up to it. They're like, all of this is fake, but I'm telling you it's fake.
En la calle 8, and you too can go and get a culo like mine.
Así mismo. Right. It's so fake that it's real.
Right.
It's real about its fakeness. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I steal. Yeah, I have a fake ass. Yeah, this and that. But I'm real about it.
Look at me. I'm drinking, having a good time on a yacht.
It's true, though.
For sure.
While LA stays behind, it's like, no, I would never. While they go metes un perico en baño.
I didn't do my lips. What are you talking about?
Exactly. But that's the reason why I love Miami, because it's unapologetically Miami. Yo soy Miami, and that's it.
I like that slogan. Unapologetically Miami. You should use that.
Patent pending.
It's good. Very good.
Laz, so with all the changes going on, speaking of Miami, where do you think things are headed, man? You've seen Miami in all of its phases, all of its cycles, what do you think Miami has in store? You know, all these New Yorkers and investment funds and all this shit, hedges, you know, coming in. What do you
More money, more fraud, more everything.
Coño, ¿verdad?
Papito, you got an influx of big money coming here. Not for nothing. We got the baddest women on the planet.
It's true.
Papo, I have been fortunate enough in my career to travel a lot. And I'm going to sound like Dorothy right now. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Nothing. Miami women are built different. Different. Matter of fact, I could be out of town and see one that looks like Miami and go, wait, you don't belong here. Where you from? Miami. Yo lo sabía. Yo lo sabía.
Porque esos culos están hechos con arroz frijoles, papo. Y aguacate.
Y croqueta, y pan con lechón, y moro. They're just built different. And with the influx of money that's coming in, as soon as them boys run into some of them monsters.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere. Aquí me quedo.
Aquí me quedo.
It's funny because I never noticed, you know, people always say Miami, the most beautiful women, all this shit.
For sure.
But I grew up here. So
you didn't appreciate it.
It took me leaving. Oye, la gente fea allá afuera. Like, there's some ugly ass people across the fucking nation, man. Because you're desensitized. Miami, you see all this beauty. You're like, oh,
right.
Wow.
This is normal.
Yeah.
This is the norm.
Right. And then you leave and you're like, damn, that's why they say Miami is because it is.
It's factual. Where did you go to when you left here?
New York, LA. You know, it's Massachusetts. I went to Portland, a bunch of different places. LA has its different type of women. Tall, pretty. You know what I mean? Yeah. New York has a similar that model type. Pero mujerona, it's Miami. It's Miami. You know what I mean?
Now, another place que son mujerona también is Medellín, Colombia.
Oh, Pablo.
Even though a lot of them are here.
Yo no salgo de Colombia, imagínate.
No, I almost burned my own passport. I got very close. I'm like, fuck, I really like my wife and my kids.
I'd like to keep them. I'd like to keep my wife and my kids.
But there's some places around the world that just Miami stands out, and that's why people are gravitating. Look, I saw something yesterday or today. We got some shitty weather coming in, and it showed the map. Cold, 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 cold. You get to the tip of Florida, cold-ish. Middle of Florida, Miami, 90 degrees.
Amazing. That's how I like it, though.
Of course.
That's how I like it. Esto frito, like, yeah, it's a nice little, like...
Oh, it's a nice little change.
Yeah.
It's a nice little change
But
for a couple of days.
I like my tropics.
Damn right.
Yeah.
No, and with bad legs like these, I don't know, bro. Listen, I can't do the cold for too long. In and out. Do my gig, do what I got to do. Back to the sunshine.
También somos cubanos, man. It's in our fucking blood. We don't do the snow shit. It doesn't snow in Cuba.
No, I can't.
That doesn't come in our genes.
I cannot do cold for too long. I think the longest vacation I ever took was a business trip in New York, and I was there in cold for like 4 or 5 days, and I could not wait to get the fuck out. Could not wait.
Yeah, I'm the same way, bro.
Imagínate.
It has to be that. I think it's the fucking blood. Like, it's just not, we're not equipped.
Well, blood and have you ever walked in slush? I was in Ohio.
It's disgusting. It's the worst fucking thing.
Well, for somebody like you with good legs, it's disgusting. For me, it's disgusting and unsafe. So
Valid point.
I was slipping and sliding all over the place. I'm like, yo, esto se acabó hoy. I was supposed to be there 3 days. I did 1 gig.
Coño.
Y me fui. And then to add insult to injury, I'm on the plane getting ready to dip out. And I'm like, God damn, we've been on the plane for a minute. We haven't left yet. Then I see some guys in suits spraying some shit on the wings. That was the first time I had ever seen that. And the captain gets on as ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're going to have to de-ice the wings.
What, the wings?
De-ice the wings.
Fuck that. I'm getting off this plane right now.
3 times while we waited.
They de-iced the wings 3 times.
Wings. I haven't been back out in that kind of cold again.
Where are you going? Destination Baseline?
Fuck that.
No, I don't know why anyone would live up there, man. If you have the option to live somewhere warm, not even South Florida, like think about Georgia, like South Georgia, I don't know, like anywhere.
That's still cold as shit too.
Yeah,
though.
but it's not fucking like Boston or like, you know.
No, I got you on
it fucking. Why don't you? I don't know. ¿Tú sabes lo que es levantarse todas las mañanas to shovel snow?
Nope.
Exactly, and we don't want to find out.
Hey, have you seen Laz? No, he ain't left his house in 4 months.
He's in his man cave. The motherfucker won't come out for nobody.
Damn right.
Call him when the sun's back out.
For sure. And plus, all the lifestyle that we live here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? La Playa. We got Bimini, 50 miles away.
Yeah.
When I tell people, oh, I'm jumping on my boat and going to the Bahamas, they're like, you're doing what? I'm like, it's right there.
Where else in the nation can you do that?
Nowhere. So we are definitely blessed, and there's a price to live in paradise, and the price finally caught up to paradise.
I mean, it's it's unfortunate because I see people that have always lived here move out, but at the same time, it's like where there's a will, there's a way. I know it's not the same situation for everybody, but
no, some people got it harder than others.
Correct, and I completely understand that. But if this money's coming in, you got to find a way to play these people back. If they're playing you when you're home, ponte la pila and figure it out.
Hustle.
Miami figures it out. Miami figures it out always.
It's funny. I used to be part of the Hennessy DJ collective. There were 7 DJs from around the country that they handpicked to represent Hennessy. We went to Cognac, France, stayed in the Hennessy mansion. I mean, the whole bit. Cool experience, by the way. I built my own barrel to put my blend of Hennessy in. It's away for 150 years. Clearly, I will not be around to taste it, but somebody's kids will. And I can't wait to see what that, happens. Maybe my grandkids will
probably
will taste it. But when you get opportunities to do certain things, fucking do them. And a lot of people, opportunity can smack somebody in the face. They won't know it's an opportunity. And then you want to bitch about, oh, poor me, but what are you doing?
Or shy away because you're like, you feel inadequate or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Listen, I think fear is good.
Yeah.
I think fear is good. It gets you out of your comfort zone.
If you do something about fear. If you have courage, right? Because courage is not that you don't have fear. It's that you have fear and you do it anyway.
And by the way, but you gotta fail.
Yeah.
You gotta fail to succeed.
Fail fast.
You have to. Anybody who says, oh, I've never failed is full of shit.
Yeah.
You gotta fail to appreciate success.
It builds that character,
100%.
that callous.
Listen, let's transition a second to this.
Dale pa
I'm 52. I've been doing this since I was 14. And I feel bad for the kids today.
Why is that?
Because they don't have thick skin. They don't have thick skin. Anything somebody says about them, it cripples them. Yep. They buckle.
Yep.
Do you think I'd be where I'm at if I gave a fuck about what people said about me? People been talking shit about me my whole life. And you know how you kill them? With success. That's it.
100%.
And say, hey, thank you. Thank you for telling me no. Thank you for telling me I couldn't do it. And here's a free ticket to my show. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's true. Kids today, and granted, now I'm going to play devil's advocate because what we didn't have that these kids have now is social media.
Yeah. So
they get what used to be a problem at the bike rack. You didn't like somebody, it was pop, pop, pop.
It's a problem for everybody, everywhere.
Now it's
expanded,
magnified by social media.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, if you can't handle somebody talking shit about you,
you're not going to make it.
Get the fuck out of this business.
That's why I don't agree with the whole, sheltering and the whole sensitivity thing, because you're shaping these kids to fail. Once they become adults, if you don't know how to, if you're an adult and you don't have a good defense system because you've been shielded and protected all your life, how are you? You get me? You're not. Pressure builds diamonds, and
clearly it's happening.
But then that has to make you worried about the future. It's like these generations, 90% of them are going to be, ay, que no puedo, no estoy aquello.
They're going to have to figure that shit out real quick.
I guess so.
And the hard way. Because one thing is learning from, as a kid, how to deal with shit. But if all of a sudden you got to learn how to deal with shit, ya tú tienes 21 años.
Eres un inútil.
Prepárate.
Yeah, eres un inútil.
Prepárate.
I remember as a kid, my mom, when my grandparents would try and shield me or whatever, my mom and dad, no, deja que pase trabajo, deja que esto, and I would be upset. Why would you want me to? But now I get it.
Because it built you to be who you are today.
100%. But you don't see it at the time.
No, of course not.
But looking back, it's no, it's necessary.
Yeah. My mother, rest in peace. My mother would always tell me, I'd put pants on. She goes, no. Ponte chore. I got 17 surgeries. I got scars all over my legs. And my mother would say, no.
No te escondas.
Tú ponte chore y olvídate. Mientras esto trabaja, olvida lo resto.
She was right.
And she was right. And she was right, 100%. But we shelter the kids these days. To shut them up, we put an iPhone in front of them or an iPad.
It's the worst thing you can do, man.
Oh my God. And listen, I'm not bitching at anybody because I'm guilty of it as well.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it as well. But it's biting us in the ass as we speak. So for somebody watching this podcast, a little less time on the electronics and kick them the fuck outside.
I can imagine somebody driving with their kid in the back of the iPad and listening to the show right now.
Bueno.
Takes oh my God. Give me that shit back.
Sorry, Jimmy.
No, Alain. Not Jimmy, Alain.
Wow. Depends what part of South Florida they're listening in. If it's in Weston or Davie, it's Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Say Hialeah, Wechete, Alain.
I love it. Laz, so we jumped off of XM radio. How do you liking that, man? How's it different from Power 96?
Oh, man. Well, first of all, every radio station I've ever worked at is different than Power 96.
Why is that?
Because I worked at Power 96 in the heyday of radio. You know what I'm saying? All the other stations that I've been at, and I'm not knocking any of them. Thank you for the opportunity. Mm-hmm. But we're never going to get back to those days of the kind of fun that we had on Power 96.
Those were the golden
radio
God. Years.
Bro, I listen. I hear some skits that we used to do back then that we would get fucking crucified for now. Crucified. They wouldn't make 5 seconds on the radio.
Oh, wow.
But that's when shit was fun. That's when people could laugh and not offend everybody and all that. So for me, Sirius XM, and I don't do a talk show on Sirius XM. I let the music talk. That is what I tell people, my Sirius XM live from the 305 on Globalization is my musical therapy. If I wake up that morning and I'm in a reggae mood, I'll do a reggae set.
So you do it according to your mood.
100%.
I like that.
100%.
Oh, you are a DJ, yeah.
So, and remember, there's a lot of when you DJ in front of people, you can read the crowd. So you can go, coño, they're feeling this more. I can tell they're gonna like this, or I can deviate or pivot real quick.
Right.
When you're in a room, you're playing for a lot of people, but you can't see them.
Yeah.
So you just gotta go what feels good to you.
That's true.
And I've always been the DJ. I like to play hit records. I like to break some new music, but I'm not gonna do a show with all new music and I don't play requests and fuck you and you're gonna love what I love. No. I want you to enjoy yourself, have a great time. And if I can introduce a new record that I think is a banger in between that, and you love it, fuck, I did my job.
That's excellent, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you get some people that I'm not gonna, if somebody come up and ask me to play Bad Bunny, I'm gonna fucking stop the music. No, I'm not gonna play every Bad Bunny record, but I'll play a couple if you like it. And if the crowd is vibing on it. What I love about the gig that I do, I have one residency that I've had now for a couple of years. And it's Copper Blues City Place.
Ahí in Doral.
Papo.
I was going to ask you if you still do like live sets and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Every Friday night that I'm here.
At Copper Blues.
Every Friday night that I'm here, I'm at Copper Blues.
Yeah.
And this is the beauty of it. When you get to my age, I don't want to start a gig at 3 a.m.
I want to be in bed by 3.
I want to be in bed. So I do a happy hour. I'm on from 8:30 till about 10:30, maybe 11 sometimes if I'm, drinking the good stuff, having a good time. But it's interacting with, and it's a grown and sexy party. It's not chamacos. It's people my age, maybe a little younger sometimes, a little older sometimes, but they know how to have a good time and appreciate
old school good time, yeah. Not the bullshit that.
But it's not just the musically. I can go into old school for 5, 6, 7 minutes. I can come back out, hit them with some new school shit, and I can weave in and out. Whether it be reggaeton, whether it be Miami Booty Shake records, reggae, classic hip hop, Spanish, salsa, merengue. It's a fun fucking party. And that's what I love about it. So if you're ever in Miami, come see me at Copper Blues.
You heard it here first, baby. Copper Blues, Friday nights. DJ Laz.
Woo!
Bro, you just reminded me now with the weaving. Did you do the exit party? It was you, yeah, the exit party at Super Wheels?
Yes.
How was that?
Phenomenal.
Yeah?
Fantastic.
I can't believe that place closed down, man.
Yeah, well, the crazy part is apparently somebody bought it and they're either keeping it a skating ring.
No.
But it will never be Super Wheels again.
Yeah.
It'll never be Hot Wheels again. Those days, that era is gone. What they're going to do now, I have no idea. If people, my wife loves to skate. So if she wants to go and skate, but that classic shit we did, no, that was an end-all party to end-all parties.
Yeah?
For sure.
Good shit, man.
For sure. Lots of fun. Thank you for everybody who came out.
The last time I went to Super Wheels was probably 10 years ago. I'm not going to lie. But I went during a Monday night at the time, which was adult night or something like that.
By the way, it still stayed, but right before I did the Super Wheels.
They still had that going on?
They still had a Monday night going on.
Bro. And I thought it was so funny to see all these like older people with the skates jamming to Miami bass music and all this old shit, and like doing all these spins and all that. I'm like, bro, esto es un viejo. Like, this,
This Monday night session brought to you by Leon Medical Centers.
Yo,
but you know what? It made them relive their heyday when they were having a
bro, they would kill it.
There, yeah.
They would kill it. I don't know, like what would possess them.
No pueden caminar no mud.
No,
right?
exactly.
But they can do fucking shuffling, skating.
Man, see, it's those types of things that I miss about old school Miami. But like you said, change, man.
Yeah, it evolves. But you know what? The beauty is you can still go back and have that fun.
Yeah.
You can still go back and have that fun. It doesn't have to be every day. I don't want to do this shit every day.
No, yeah.
My
priorities change and all
my
that.
disconnect is when I get to go fishing. I jump on my boat, my boy. That's my clear my head time, and that's what's fun to me. And as you get older, your priorities change for sure. But can you still go back and revisit that shit and have a great time?
Hell, fuck yeah.
Hell, fuck yeah. For sure.
I love it, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what shape Miami takes in a couple of years. You gotta keep the faith.
Just know that it's growing. It ain't gonna get any smaller.
That's for damn sure.
Ain't gonna get any smaller. It's more money coming in. Real estate, like you have your ups and downs everywhere. I just don't think the down here will be as big as the down in other places because it's become a global destination. This is where everybody wants to be. So that's what's supply and demand. If there's demand, the supply's going to be there, but you're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
So, but I don't see it dropping the way it did back when we had, the 07, 08.
The way I see it, if we have a crash, everything will drop. Miami will, but I don't think nowhere near what it used to be. It'll drop because everything else has dropped, but not to what. Yeah, exactly.
That much.
Exactly. Not to what we once knew. There's no going back. No. It's like when people say, "Oh, I can't wait to go back to normal," like pre-2020. It's like there's no going.
This is your new normal.
This is your new normal.
This is your new normal. Figure out a way to make it work.
Exactly, patran. Nothing,
Ni pampuzzo.
Nah, now you got to deal with all this shit going on. The wars, the AI, like the transformation of all these
AI. Listen.
What's your take on that?
Bob, I still don't understand this shit. I just know
it's a robot, bro. Basically,
I just know that if they can take your likeness. They can take a sample of your voice and make you say some shit that you never said.
That's scary.
That could be a fucking major problem.
Yeah. Well, you have to sign off on that. There's legal writing around that now. And I think Bruce Willis signed his likeness off because he has a disease or something like that. So he wrote it off. They paid him money. So now an AI just takes his likeness and it analyzes all Bruce Willis like characteristics and it creates new ones and all this shit. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
That there's only one Bruce Willis.
Yes, 100%. I'm with you.
And when Bruce Willis checks out of the park, just go back and watch his old school movies. And that's the Bruce Willis you get. I don't want a computer-generated Bruce Willis when he's 6 feet under the ground.
Yeah, but people are going to want to make capital. Look at all these like dead celebrities. You think people wouldn't pay to see an AI hologram dancing?
Would you?
I don't know if I would. I personally, I don't know. I really don't know.
Me personally?
But people would.
Listen, would you go see a Biggie and Tupac concert?
If it's not them?
Hologram.
I don't know.
I just turn on the fucking music for free.
I really don't know, man.
There's something about the realness of that person.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
And what they brought.
The soul. Yeah, I'm with you.
To the table. But when there's a computer-generated, listen, I did. Remember the Scarface video game that came out?
No.
Years ago, a Scarface video game came out.
Okay.
And they had me read 200 lines.
For the video game.
For the video game. Okay? And I told the guy that was creating it, I said, listen, if you want to make this authentic to DJ Laz, my character has to limp. If it doesn't limp, it's full of shit. Oh, you know how much coding we're going to have to do that? No, we're not going to be able to do it. I said, well then good luck it being authentic. You know what I'm saying? So when I finally was doing a charity event at back then, Miami Children's Hospital, Radio Lollipop, which is a radio station inside the hospital.
Yeah.
And there was this one kid in there, and he's been there. He had like a terrible disease, and he was in there for a long time. And somebody gave him that video game. And he's the only kid that ever got to the part where my lines came out. And I saw me for the first time. I look Dominican. I look Dominican with no limp. I'm like, how the fuck is that me? It's my voice. But this motherfucker looks nothing like me, and he's walking straight.
Bro, because Cody from South Dakota was the one that coded you.
And that's why I said, if you want to make this authentic, character's got a limp.
Yeah.
If not, shit ain't authentic.
It says a lot about, the authenticity of all those things, but people are going to move forward with that, man. Whatever they can do to make money off of somebody's name or legend or whatever the fuck, think about it. That's the way the capitalism works,
Just know I'm not signing off on any AI shit. So
no likeliness here. Fuck that shit.
No likeness at all.
I'd say the same, really, unless it would benefit like my family, my kids or something. But even then,
but it's not you. I don't understand all the technology, which is good and bad.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Like
You know,
anything.
it's 100% it's a double-edged sword.
Like anything.
You got social media, which is good on one side, awful on the other side. And then we got to weigh out. Is the bad outweighing the good? And if it is, got to get fucking rid of it.
The way I see it, man, is we need to teach people, which we don't do, how to be discerning and use these tools. You know what I mean? Like specifically kids. Like I think if I were in charge of like a public school or some shit, we have to have a class on technology and how to use, social media in a good way, not in a, I'm going to look at this and compare myself to whatever the fuck.
Okay.
Or like all this shit.
I'm glad you touched on that. I'm glad you compare.
Yeah, because that happens.
Bro, filters.
Yeah. You don't know.
Filters.
You don't know, yeah.
You got young girls, you got grown-ass women that won't post a picture until there's a filter.
No, and Facetune,
On
the
it.
whole Facetune thing.
Yeah,
Ahí se sacan completa.
I worked with somebody that, I can't. But at the end of the day, we're not teaching people to be happy with themselves. And you got to be happy with yourself.
Which leads on to the whole sensitivity thing.
100%.
It's like a
vicious cycle.
Yeah.
100% it is. And it's a major problem. I feel bad for somebody who's growing up today with arthrogryposis, which is what I have. Very rare disease. Back in the day, it was 1 out of every 30 million people. When I was born, the bottom of my feet were touching my chest.
Coño.
Bottom of my feet. Picture that for a second. I'm like a fucking Cuban pretzel. Think about it.
Buñuelo.
Like this. Bottom.
Damn, bro.
So to be in a situation where you're not happy with yourself, or what happened to learning how to make fun of yourself? Nobody can make more fun of me than me. So yeah, right there, I fucked you up.
Yep.
So anything you're about to say, you have to hold it.
Yep.
So if that goes back to my thick skin comment, if you don't have thick skin, you're not going to make it in this world. And we're teaching kids to not have thick skin. It's a fucking problem.
No, I talk about this shit all the time, like on my stories and my video posts and all that. Like it's important to build. It's like a house. Your foundation has
100%.
to be strong within
Yes, sir.
yourself. If not, la casa se cae. This is really it's all it is.
Yeah, that whole thing.
You know?
You're right.
Well,
You're 100% right on that.
Let's see, bro. A ver qué para todo esto. Laz, thank you so much for coming on. You made this Hialeah boy very happy today.
Wow.
De verdad. Que en la vida hay que ser agradecido, and I'm grateful, man.
I appreciate what you're doing, and this podcast keeps it real. And real recognizes real. So just know that. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate all the years. And look out for some new music. It's coming. It's going to be a great time. And the kind of music I make is to make you forget the problems that you're having or whatever the fuck you're going through, where you can disconnect and just enjoy life, whether it be for one night, whether it be for every time you put the song on, or whatever it is you're going through. So just know that. And I'm going to leave you with a line that the nephew, Mr. Worldwide, says. Live life, don't let life live you. So,
amen, baby. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you all. As always, please like, subscribe, share, do all the things. And that's it. That's all the time we got for today.
I'm going to get you a sponsor for tequila for the next show.
Let's go. Coño, tan malo estaba este. See you guys. As always, no se metan con nadie para que nadie se las meta.